Hi guys, my name is MD Shahjada Imran. In this video I will talk about option explicit. I will explain how, why and what the option explicit is. So before I go to option explicit, first I want to talk about this code so that it will be easier for us to understand option explicit. So I have created one sub procedure called myMath. This is the sub procedure that I have created, and in this sub procedure I have declared three variables. I used dim keyword to declare variables, and those three variables are v first number, v second number, and v total number. And I used input box function to enter value into this variable during runtime, and into these two variables, this one and this one. And this one. And in the message box it will multiply those two numbers, and total will be displayed in the message box function. So that is the function. I will put two numbers during runtime, and in the message box I will see the multiplied total number of those two numbers. So if I enter 4 and 5, after multiplying 4 and 5 I should see 20 in the message box. So I will run this function. I run it. Now the script is asking please enter first number, so I will put number 10 and I will click on OK. The script is asking again please enter second number, so I will put 5. So I entered two numbers. First time I entered number 10, and the second time I entered number 5. So it should display 5 times 10, 50. Click OK. It says the total is empty. It's not showing anything. That means I have made some mistake in my code. Okay. So let's debug the code. Let's examine the code. Let's look closer to see if there is any, or if where is the mistake is. Now I can check closely each and every line and check for the error, or I can use option explicit. If I write option explicit here, option explicit, if I write option explicit and run it, let's see what happened. I entered number 10 again. Okay, entered number 5 again. Okay, and it says the test cannot continue due to an unrecoverable error. Variable is undefined. So it's saying this is the variable that is undefined on line number 14. On line number 14. So it's saying this is the variable which is not defined on line number 14. Okay. So That means I have declared 3 variables, and those 3 variables are used in the code. I have made a typical mistake. Instead of the total number, instead of BER, instead of BER, I put BIR. So I change this to BER. So I save it and run it. I enter the first number again, 10. Okay. And the second number 5, and click on OK, and it says the total number is 50. That means this function worked properly now. Okay. So in this code I only use the 3 variables, and to catch the typical error in the code or in the variables, we use option explicit. So if the question is why option explicit, then the answer is to catch typical error in the variable or in the code, we use option explicit. Option explicit, option explicit forces us to declare variables before using it. Now, how we can use option explicit? Very simple. We just write option explicit in the beginning of the code. We cannot write in the middle or at the end or somewhere in between. We have to write all the way in the top of the script, and we have to write option explicit. So how we write option explicit? Only type these 2 words. So it's how option X, and this is the only way I found to enable the option explicit, by writing these 2 words in the beginning of the script. I also checked like if there is any option to enable or disable option explicit, but I didn't find. So I think there is no other way we can enable option explicit except writing these two words in the beginning or in the top of the script. So that is how we can use option explicit. And I also said why, to avoid typical error in our code. And so now is the definition. What is option explicit? Option explicit is a built-in function which is used in our code, and that function throws an error message saying variable is undefined if the variable is not declared properly. It also shows which variable is not declared and at what line the variable is used first. So that is the definition. Definition of option explicit. So I have said why option explicit, how option explicit, and what is option explicit. So that is all about option explicit. Thank you guys for watching. I will stop recording now.